Hello everyone, this is Mr. Appel, and we're going to add fractions with not the same denominator, with unlike denominators. So obviously in order to add fractions, we need the denominators to be the same. It's a little trickier to do this with algebraic expressions. So similar to with numbers in the example above, if you write the denominators in factored form, it becomes much easier. So I'm going to rewrite the two fractions. Only I'm going to write the denominators in factored form. So the numerators for now are going to stay put, but the denominators, the bottom, first I'm going to start with this. I'm going to factor that, and that factors pretty easily to x plus 4 times x minus 1. And then this one is just the x plus 4. And so what I notice is they have an x plus 4 already in common, so I don't need to worry about that. The only thing keeping these from being alike is the x minus 1, this x minus 1 here. So I'm missing an x minus 1 from over here. And so I'm going to just simply put one there. So I'm just going to multiply the denominator by an x minus 1. But of course you can't just multiply the bottom by x minus 1. You can, however, multiply the top and the bottom by the x minus 1. And so I guess I should have moved this over here. Anyway, so now we see that our denominators are identical. Our denominators are the x plus 4 times the x minus 1, which means we can now add the numerators. Well, we've got to do a little bit of work first. I need to go ahead and distribute. We need to multiply that stuff on the top before I can add it to the x minus 3. So sometimes you may want to just sort of save from having to keep rewriting the denominators over and over again. That can get a little annoying and a little tedious. So what I like to do is kind of try to simplify right on top of it. So I'm just going to cross that out and replace it with 2x squared minus 2x. Just again to save me from having to rewrite the problem over again. If you're not comfortable with that, there's no harm in showing lots of work. Now I'm going to go ahead and add all of that stuff. So all of the, let's change colors again just to keep it different from what we've got. We're going to add that plus that. So we're adding the numerators together. Looking for like terms, I see a 2x squared. I see an x minus a 2 plus a negative 2x, I should say, so that's a minus a 1x, and then I see that minus 3 there. And then on the bottom, I still have that x plus 4 times x minus 1. Okay, that long thing is bothering me, so let me fix that. Now, in some cases you'll be done here, but you always want to look once you get an answer to see if it can be simplified. And the only way you'd be able to simplify this is if you could factor the top. So let's factor the top and see if there is a common factor on the top and bottom. So the bottom's already in factored form, so I'm going to rewrite it. The top, if it's factorable, I have a 2x and an x. And if I put a minus 3 there and a plus 1 there, that's a 2x minus a 3x is the negative 1x. So that looks like I factored it correctly. And I do not see any common factors. An x plus 1 and an x minus 1 are not the same. So there's nothing that I can simplify. And so it turns out that that is my final answer. Sometimes it's considered okay to leave your answer in factored form, mostly out of laziness. But the best way to write your answer, and the way I'll ask you to write it informative, is in expanded form or in standard form. The good news is you don't really have to multiply those out because you already know what they are. You know that x plus 4 times the x minus 1 came from that original thing. So I know that that's just x squared plus 3x minus 4. And so that is our final answer. And that's it for now. Thanks.